Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of the Growth Hike podcast. Today I'm talking to Tomasz Sledz, a professional media buyer. He drives millions in revenue for very known brands and individuals and doing it all from the sunny Thailand. We have previously recorded an episode together. You might want to go back and watch it. He shares lots of insights from the advertising world. It will be linked in the description. And in this episode, we'll be talking advertising on Meta in 2026. Welcome, Tomasz.
Thank you for having me. Good to see you again.
Good to see you again. How's things in Thailand?
It's warm. I actually have a winter now, so the weather. It's funny. You have a lot of sun in the day, and it's quite cold in the night. Yeah, but it's enjoyable. It's really nice. No rain. It's pretty much all sun. So yeah, it's pretty good. I'm loving it. Been here about 2023. I moved. It's about 2 years now. I cannot see myself in Europe or in the UK back again. I'm loving it.
Yeah, sun. That's what we miss here. You look tanned.
Yeah, I try to spend at least 30, 60 minutes on the sun every day. So yeah, maybe a little bit. I'm sure.
Do you learn some Muay Thai there? Or just surfing?
Do you know what? It was the plan for 2026, but I don't really have that much time. I tried yoga, try different stuff in here, definitely. But it's just you have to get the time, as you grow, and we have another agency that we started this year. It's becoming a little bit more challenging to find time for all of that. But who knows? Maybe I will sign up. They have a lot of camps in here.
Another agency?
Yes. So I have my agency, as you know, Impact Media, where we scale in a lot of brands. We work with D2C clients, lead gen, pretty much everything. We grew a lot in the last 12 months, but we started another one with the other co-founders, which is a combination of SEO, paid media, and we also do websites, and we have a whole podcast studio in Manchester, in United Kingdom. So we have 4 co-founders. I'm one of them, and there's another 3 co-founders, and everybody's bringing the expertise to the table. So if there's anybody who's watching who owns a startup and is looking to grow really, really fast, and they're looking for a good agency that can help them to do it, then feel free to reach out. Even if you don't have all the money, we can work on an equity basis as well.
Nice.
So, yes, because we already have a structure. We all have like employees and agents. I have my main agency. Jake also owns the podcast studio. He has the production company when they come to the clients with the cameras, film, like proper professional production. Sarah owns the SEO side, and we have Mitch who's owned he's a head of media, head of performance, head of marketing type of stuff, strategy more than anything. So you get a whole package. And the company is called Amplify House, so feel free to check out.
Yeah, fantastic. We might touch on this later today. Please tell me, since we last spoke in 2024, what has changed in Meta?
So I've honestly, since 2024, the only thing that really changed was that Andromeda update. There's some small little things, now and then they add some new stuff, new features, but it's not extremely relevant. When we're talking at the bigger level, the Andromeda was pretty much the biggest update at the end of 2024, and it started releasing it in 2025. From what we're seeing right now, and me chatting with other media buyers as well, some other agency owners in the space, you gotta make sure that you have more creatives, but there's also creative diversity. It's not just one image with like 20 headlines. You have to have a bunch of different content right now. So the way that we are doing it for our clients, let's just say in the e-commerce space, we get, for example, stuff like creator contents. We get just the UGC, but we try to make them a little bit more organic, because the other thing that I see, the AI that came in here, we have a lot of platforms that I don't want to name necessarily, but there's a lot of good platforms where you can generate UGC videos made by AI with like VO3 and stuff. They hold your product. So you have an iPhone 17 Pro, we put it in the hand of the content creators, the UGC, and they talk to the camera, right? Now, the issue with that is that as more of this content starts to appear on the internet, there's going to be less trust in that typical UGC content because it's fake. There will be some regulation when you probably cannot do it, or you have to say that it's created with AI. They already implemented this to some extent, from what I'm aware of. But this content will just perform less and less and less. So the way that we are looking at it is the content that tends to perform is, for example, skits, videos, anything that has like organic vibe, but it still has a good call to action and it still leads with like some sort of like storytelling up to the product. So we try to create multiple different ads where it's direct response. We started with a direct response. If you remember 2024, when I started my agency and my previous background, when I worked at the previous agencies and the previous companies, it was pretty much only direct response. But as we move into 2026, we try to create more of the variety for our clients. So it's not just a direct response. It's direct response with, like, for example, podcast videos have a multiple AI generated statics. Not only AI generated, but like those perform very well because you can get a lot of different visuals. So statics, videos, making sure that we have multiple different videos from content creators to founder stories, to direct response, to product demos. We do some ads that also perform well. Depends on the e-com brands which one it is. If it's like more visual, it's just the B-roll videos with the voiceovers or with a nice music. So like it's a variety of different content, promotional content. So that's the biggest shift pretty much, just to summarize in here. The biggest shift is that you have to be more creative and you have to diversify your creative funnel on Meta more than anything right now in 2026 to scale.
Right. So it's much more nowadays than just buying ads on Meta.
Yes. I would say that the typical media buying agencies, like I onboarded a couple of clients in 2025 as well, and they used to work with some like media buying agency. We pretty much outperformed them. Like my most recent client was, he's selling, it's an e-commerce brand, don't want to necessarily throw the names, but when they came to us, they were doing about $25,000 a month. We took them from 25,000 to 160,000 in 45 days. So in the first full month working with us, they go from average 20 to 25K to 161 to be specific. And we increased the ROAS as well as we scaled to that. And the only thing that we did, we just deployed around 100, just a little bit over 100 ads, 150 probably over the 45 days, some promotions, and, like different angles. So a lot of brands, they can grow without even changing the much of the offer or building the landing pages. We also help with advertorials. We build advertorials for our clients, listicles and stuff like that. But even without this, you can, if you're a small brand doing multiple six figures, just to go to seven figures, all you sometimes need is just more creative diversity. That's it. And you can just go from like 50K a month in revenue to 150K a month in revenue with Meta ads alone without doing anything other than just pushing more content. But it has to be, you have to think it through. It's not just random content. You have to do the research. You have to know who you sell to, who your ICP is, what's the awareness stage, what's the market saturation, how you should speak to these people. So at Impact Media, we have the whole process that we follow when we do the research and we build the ads for the clients. But like, if you are doing it yourself, then you have to make sure you take that into consideration and build on those creative volume and have a variety of content. And yeah, it seems that it's working pretty well. It's just the problem is just to add in here is that a lot of brands don't do it yet. They still run 10, 15 ads, 20 ads, and then they struggle to spend, and they're trying some media buying, still some interest tag or something like that. It's not going to cut anymore, guys. Like you just have, it's creative at this point. Like there's nothing else that can save you. If you have no creatives, you can't grow.
Yeah. Is the term media buyer relevant then in 2026? Oh.
I think it's getting less relevant. I don't want to say it's not relevant because I was a media buyer for years. Since 2018, I started my journey. And 2020, I was a full-time media buyer working for another companies in-house, big $100 million brands. It's sad to see it's going, but it is going, right? Like you can see the AI, it's approaching now. I just had a chat like literally 30 minutes ago with my friends on LinkedIn. And they have another software where literally you just plug in, it's like a cloud automation as well, where you plug it to the ad accounts and it's optimizing the ad accounts for you. And it's like pointing out where is the problem, what ad you should post, what ad set you should. It's crazy, And so it costs this software about $2,000 a month. So it's not cheap. But if you run the agency, the media buyer might cost you like 3, 4, 5K. Of course, you still need a media buyer. But if you have some AI tools, you can leverage that AI right now, where the media buying job, it becomes pretty much, what is the media buying at this point, really? Is it just uploading the ads? Like in the next 12 months, you're probably going to have the AI tools. You already have it. 2 years ago, I got pitched as the tool that you can just connect your Google Drive and it's going to upload into Meta directly. So that's done. That's eliminated. Of the campaigns, that eliminated, right? Because you have the AI tools. So right now, the media buying, it's moving more towards creative strategy. Because the media buyer itself isn't just uploading the ads and testing the interest. It's becoming more around the creatives and it's becoming more around the funnel. So you're really looking to upskill your media buyers to the level when they can understand the whole funnel selling, right? From the ad to the post click, making sure that they can see the landing page, what should be improved on the land there, up to like pretty much you own the whole acquisition as a media buyer. It's not just the clicking the ads in the ads manager anymore, and feeding back to the creative team so they also know what they should be building, like what they should focus on, angles, concepts, and stuff like that. So I would say it's less meta, more creatives.
Right. So the creatives are much more important now. Then what do you think about Zuckerberg's vision that it will be all automated and all that you need is an objective and a credit card to run advertising campaigns successfully? Do you think that's becoming a reality anytime soon or at all?
I don't think it's ever going to work. I don't think ever he's going to be able to implement it. I cannot see how it's going to work. And I know a lot of people watch this. It's already here, so you can already do it. Listen, guys, this is how I see it, right? So the basic thing when it comes to media buying and like static image, for example, right? When you create the product, that's already done. That's already AI can do it. You can upload your website, you can upload the imagery of the product, click the button, it's going to create the ads. There are a bunch of tools, even the one that 30 minutes ago I spoke with my friend, they do it as well. That tool for 2K. It's not just optimizations of campaigns. They also build the static images. So static's easy. You have a Nano Banana Pro, you upload the photo, landing page, it drafts the copy, it do the ads for you, okay? The only issue so far is that it might do this, but you still need to put the research up and you need to know who you're talking to. You need to find the language. And somebody will say, well, you can probably do it already automated with the agents and stuff like that. True. If you have the whole setup and the next year too, probably Meta will be able to do it all. But like realistically, people buying from people, right? People buying from people. Like if I see AI video, I don't want to use a bad language, but like if I see a brand running AI video, try to sound like, oh, this is amazing product, it's AI generated, I'm not gonna buy it. At least me, because I know it's fake, and I can ask Claude like, hey, do a research 100 like sources and tell me which iPhone is better, 16, 17, or this is Samsung's iPhone, for example. Like when you trying to build a relationship with people through the brand, I still believe it's gonna be creator led. And I still believe it's going to be human-based. Because, if you're selling, let's say, you're selling a cream for face, right? And you're a woman who's like 50 years old and you have a acne or whatever, and you try to find out the solution to your problem, and you see that it works for other women, then you're more likely to buy it. So you're going to buy it, right? But if you just have an AI content and static images, you're going to be like, oh, well, this is going to work, it's not going to work. So I still believe that a lot of the stuff is going to get automated 100%. 100%. There will be less need of the agencies, like media buyers perhaps, but like there will be still, like everything will move towards the creatives and how to sell. And that's how I see it. Maybe in 5 years, 10 years, you will get completely eliminated. It moves at such a speed that maybe I just cannot see it right now. But I mean, if it gets to that point, then like people just become like obsolete, really, So why you need 8 billion people on the planet? You might just have 500 million. Just seems to be a Bill Gates dream. It's like, it's crazy out there. You just don't need human anymore because everything's going to be completely automated. I feel that until that time, maybe in 10 years, I think we're still going to have a good chance in advertising space, especially when it comes to selling to people. I still believe it's going to be done by human. And one thing that I would add as well, it might be important, is that when you think about this at the bigger scheme, is like, there's going to be more AI content. It is more AI content, UGC, AI, everything. And so people are going to lose trust to it. And then having a human relationship is going to become more valuable, I believe. So, the more AI content is getting put out on Instagram, the people will be craving a human interaction. And we can kind of see that the society, it's like, have these issues with some industries where people become more lonely, and they like, having a societies, having a different groups, like Hormozy School, like this company he built, right? It's all built about like, groups of people being interested in different things and they can connect there. I genuinely think it's going to move that direction. There will be still human-based, content, and it's all going to be done. It's all going to be still done by human. The selling at the very least. The rest of the things, it's automated for sure.
Right, more human content. That's what you expect, and diminishing effects of AI-generated content.
Like if you think about this in 2021, right? Think about this. 2021, TikTok came up, and 2020, 2019, you had like UGC started popping out, right? The UGC. And I remember when I used to work for 9-figure brand in 2021. I was a in-house media buyer. We used to spend millions every single month on meta ads. And we used to do UGC videos as well. And you would do UGC and it was just performing well because people didn't realize that these people were paid to say something. Right? So if somebody say, oh, I got this product and it's amazing and, and oh my God, it changed my life. People believe it initially, but then after, let's say 2, 3, 4 years, they realize it's really a lie. These people are getting paid to say it. So now the UGC don't perform anymore. They really don't. A lot of the standard UGC, when you have like the video of a woman holding the product, it's like, oh, I bought this lipstick and it's amazing, da, da, da. Yeah, it might still perform, but it's not going to perform as well as it did 4 years ago, like, on the ROAS and stuff like that. It's not going to do as well. So what's performing now is more real content, street interview, because it's harder to fake. Like you stop somebody in the street, hey, bro, come here, question, right? And then you ask people, real human interactions, not recorded, scripted bullshit, real storytelling, real podcast. Like podcast kind of, again, it started as a podcast because it was real. It was human having chat with each other. It was like not really that scripted. It's like me and you. This is not scripted. I'm just talking like, I'm not reading anything. I'm just talking myself, right? So it's the same. That's what people were engaging with. We can see there's a lot of like of Fiverr actors that can just put you on a podcast and they pretend that it's podcast. No, it's fake. And it's going to perform less and less and less in the coming years. And they're going to find another thing. And I feel it's the same is going to be with the UGC. You're going to get a bunch of UGC now, content, AI, and all of that. It's going to perform because it looks real. And people don't maybe necessarily realize it's yet AI, especially the older generation. Even when I look at Instagram, I'm like, I have to really read the comments sometimes to check, is it AI or is it real? Like something you just have to check, It's becoming really good and it's only going to get better. So I do believe that in the next years, as people going to get more of this AI content, people not going to believe anything. They will stop believing in anything. Anything you're going to tell them on Instagram, that's bullshit, it's AI. They will see, I don't know, Trump saying something, someone's like, maybe it's AI, I don't know, I need to check it. You know what I mean? So it's going to get to the point where I truly think the trust will drop to the bottom. And the only way to like sell to people will be probably through the human interaction and using these content creators that are like legit and real, if that makes sense. Not the UGC from Fiverr that's like somebody talk about the product, but like people who are, getting it, being critical about the product, being positive about the product, like this type of content. The real content, I believe, is going to perform way, way better
Yes.
in the coming years.
I recently watched something from Alex Hormozy, who stated that he will be going live more and more in 2026. He stated that publicly, and as a commitment to being more authentic. I guess it has something to do that we humans kind of got bored of all that AI that's surrounding us everywhere.
Yeah, I believe so. I think that, it's cool. It's very helpful. It's very useful in a marketing space. But like when it comes to like people just still want to have a human interaction at the end of the day, And so I don't think okay, AI it's helpful. I talk to AI sometimes, I put the code up and I'll be like, hey, I have this issue or like whatever, I'm looking to do this. Can you find me the solution? And just find solutions. It's amazing. But like I wouldn't, buy a bottle of vodka and just sit and talk to Claude. You need this human interaction. I think it's still gonna be that way.
That's all good. Still, AI massively helps with productivity. Any ways that advertisers on Meta can take advantage of what's going on there, take advantage of AI, I mean. Any tools, anything that could be included that you use today yourself?
To be honest with you, the only thing that I really use the most, like my number one tool is just Claude. It's a premium Claude. I don't really use the ChatGPT that much because I found it quite bad when it comes to copywriting stuff. Claude is my favorite one. Anything to the AI, I use like Artlist Pro, for example, with my team when it comes to like generation, different like stuff, VO3, Gemini. Like we use some of this stuff to produce the content for the B-roll production, for example, for some crazy hooks. So we do use this and seems to be performing really well. For example, what we saw that like the static images, the ones that perform very well, those are usually made with like some cool AI visuals and not a typical like a Canva style stuff anymore doesn't perform as well. So we try to, 2026 is like using more of the AI in a smart way. For research, again, I'm pushing a lot of Claude because it's great. It saves a lot of time. But everything else, it's pretty much still done manually. I have my creative team that's like leveraging some tools, but I'm not really up to date like what they use in there. It's my creative director. I need to ask her. But yeah, those are like the basic ones that we use. I'm gonna be testing the one that I just mentioned earlier in the beginning of this call, which is the one that plugs to Meta ecosystem, and it analyzes the performance and tells you like what to adjust, what to change, bid strategies, budgets, like what to pause, just to see if it's gonna perform well, if it's gonna get good feedback. But I haven't tested yet. It's gonna probably be from this week, so I'm still waiting for the access to the tool. So that will be an interesting one because that might save us a lot of hours, going forward.
Good. Now, the creative part is one aspect of managing campaigns. The other one is you mentioned is the post-click experience. Has anything changed when it comes to using bridge pages, advertorials, VCLs, pre-sales pages, all that wonderful stuff out there?
Yes, I would say that it's more important than ever because the advertising cost, it's not falling down, it's moving up. The ads are becoming more expensive. And so it's always a good idea to maximize your conversion rate and, to sell to as many people as possible. So we know when I started the Impact Media, we only did the direct response ads. That was like our bread and butter. That's what we did back then. Now we write the advertorials for the clients as well. And in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be implementing those. So we can hire a funnel builder as well, who's going to be like build those out on Shopify and go high level for some clients. So it's important. And I built some of the landing pages and advertorials, and we see a really nice improvement. The thing we see with the advertorials is that you can find a one winning angle, one specific message or one group of people, and you can really maximize the conversion rate on that group because you can have a video or even static image that like what works as well. I'll give you the idea. We have a client that came to us and they had the previous media buy and he nearly bankrupted them. I don't want to get into too much of the details, but it was just a funny story. So they were very skeptical. They didn't want to work with me. It take me a while, but they come as a referral. Anyway, I closed this client and we've been working with them for a good couple of months now. They went from like 180K, they do $500,000 a month now. It's not only because of me. They also have some other organic like creators and stuff like that. So I'm not taking all the credit in here, but like we spend about 50K a month now from zero. So we spending 50K a month, 3 ROAS, so we add about 150K on the top of what they were doing before. And we started driving all the traffic to the product pages. Okay, so the product pages performed pretty well. It was like we were breaking even on the acquisition. Then we found some of the really winning angles, and we're like, okay, well, let's push it. It was like afternoon crashes, you know. So we thought, okay, well, let's just try to build the advertorial. We first built the landing page, which you see running. It was doing okay, and then we built the advertorial, which is a longer format one. Now that advertorial, really good performance. And even if you look at the ad account, the frequency on that campaign, it's super low. So it seems like it's keep going to the cold audiences. You don't have a frequency of 3 when it would indicate that, you know, that campaign delivers to like a warmer audiences, like middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. It's like 1.5, even when we spend like way more money on it. So it seems to be working pretty well. You know, we have, for example, the way that we do it as well, we have a static image that comes up with some interesting clickbaity idea, which is like, this magical ingredient can make you more or less tired throughout the day, or something like that, that you don't tell them what it is. It just sounds like, what is that? I need to find out. And you say, for example, click below to learn more, right? So you don't even say anything about the product or buying, just say an ingredient. And you send them to the advertorial, and then advertorial explains and pre-sell them into the idea, and then they go to the product page and they buy. Performs really well, really well. Like that's just the example that we did for that client, you know. So I give you another just quickly in a minute. I have a friend of mine who's living in Bangkok. He told me this one company, they were selling a product. I don't want to necessarily go into the niche, but let's just say that it's a cosmetic product, okay? That company tried everything. They tried like UGC, video statics. They were getting like 1 ROAS at best, 1.1 ROAS. He said it was below break even. So what worked for them really well, they built the bridge page. On that bridge page, they compared 5 products. So they had their product and 4 competitors, real brands. And they compare them and they say which one is the best. Obviously, they position there as the best product. They send the links to the Amazon to the other products. So the page looks really, really legit. They build another Facebook page. They open up another Facebook page that's fully independent from the brand. And they just run ads from that to that bridge page that compares all of the competitors and them and sends you to the Amazon. So if you don't want to buy that product, you can go buy another one to Amazon. They get referrals commission for that. And obviously a lot of people will see, okay, out of 4, this is the best. I'm going to buy the best one. That went from 1.1 ROAS to 2 ROAS, consistent at scale, $100,000 a month in ad spend.
Nice.
Easy. The only thing that they changed was the bridge page and the angle.
Nice. So what are the mistakes that people make advertising on Facebook that fail their campaigns and maybe their businesses as well?
I think that overall, it's quite difficult to say what specific mistakes they make because usually all comes to the creative, realistically. So until they mess up something in the settings, I've seen this one. I was consulting for one agency 2-3 years ago. And I've looked at the account and I analyzed it and I saw they had a client in the US, right? And for the media buyer, he was in another country. Let's just say it was UK. And he set up the campaigns or whatever, but instead he set it up to the UK market. So he launched a campaign, he spent $500 and there was 0 purchases. And I looked for that and said, well, that's weird because the average cost per purchase is $50, right? And I realized it was the wrong country. It's rather unusual that happens. It might be a media buyer mistake, somebody who set the ads up, but like settings, oftentimes that you will see that something's wrong in settings. But other than just some basic stuff like that, it's really hard to make a mistake and mess up the whole campaign. The only thing is the creative or keeping your ads maybe alive for too long or testing not enough. I just saw the post yesterday on LinkedIn. The guy said that he did a bunch of creative for his client. The client launched those ads, and he saw that after spending $4, the cost per click was high, and he paused the ad after $4. You know, so obviously that's a stupid decision to make. Absolutely retarded decision, right? I laughed kind of when I saw it, but like, you know, if you kill prematurely, it's not good because you need to give it enough time. I would say give, like, if you have a good ads that you did your research, you look at the competitors, you know what's running, you know what's performing to some extent. And Meta makes it easier now, because if you go to Meta ad library, you can see low impression count on Meta. So you already kind of see what doesn't work. So you can, at least, if you copy your competitors, just eliminate what doesn't work and only do what seems to be working and has been running for a long time, at least if you start. And so, if you do that right, and you do the research, you create the ads, it's really tough to make it, to mess up the campaign, to be honest with you. I mean, until you spend not enough and you post too quickly, or maybe you run it for too long, for like 2 weeks, and you see no purchases are coming through, then that's also a negative sign, right? But other than that, I cannot see what else you could do wrong, apart from small things that I don't want to take too much time.
Yeah, excluding the obvious blunders, ad fatigue. It comes back to the creative side. You need good creatives
Always.
and test new creatives all the time.
Yeah, and the offers. So I always say it's the you launch the ads. If the ads don't perform, you launch more ads. If those don't perform again and you launch more and it just doesn't perform, it's probably not your ads. It's your offer sucks. It's either your funnel or your offer. It's either price is too expensive or it's too cheap and looks weird, or you have no social proof. It depends what you're selling. For e-com, it could be the price is too expensive. But I have one client right now, when he's teaching, he's a coach in a very saturated space, let's say in stock market. Let's say, for example, he teach people how to make money in the financial markets, which is super scammy niche. It's hard. It's a lot of scams over there. The saturation of the market is the first thing, but also the people are very skeptical about it. If you look at the scale, it's a very saturated market that people have no trust. So if you have no social proof, no nothing, nobody's gonna buy anything from you. You might present yourself as a god, but like ultimately, if you cannot prove that you can get those results, nobody cares. It's the same with the agencies, like me and you, Martin. For me to get the clients, I really need to get the case studies, I need to get the testimonials, and I need to prove to other people like, yo, I can do it. Look, I scaled this brand from 25 to 160 in 45 days, this brand to 1 mil. They need to see it, because there's so much of the bullshitters, let's say, right? Who just promise, listen, I'm going to scale you to 1 million or you don't pay, bro.
Yeah,
Anytime I see this offer, I'm like, another one, I don't offer this. I don't offer like I work for free, because I don't work for free. I'm sorry. If you can't afford it, don't work with me. It's like this, I do my best to help you, but it's also up to the client, because realistically, if your sales funnel isn't good, or your product isn't good, or your offer isn't good, and I run ads, I build the ads for you, and I tell you need to change this, and like, now I'm going to change this, then it's not going to work. So how am I going to work for free? It doesn't make any sense. So it's the saturation overall, I would say.
All right. Changing gears a little bit. OpenAI recently announced that they are going to monetize ChatGPT, and they are starting an advertising platform. I still don't know the details. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Will it be more like a social ads platform kind of targeting? Will it be more like a search Google ads type of thing? What are your thoughts on this? What can we expect? Are you going to try it?
Listen, I am going to try, and I tell you why, because it's funny enough, I have a friend of mine who owns an email agency, and he sent me a referral. And I said, where's the referral from? And he said to me, the referral came from ChatGPT. They found my agency on ChatGPT. So I was like, well, that's interesting. And ChatGPT, they found it. So on the ChatGPT, I think it's going to be very interesting, a very interesting platform overall. I already knew they're going to run ads over there. As even 2 years ago, I was already talking about, it's like they have to monetize it somehow, because it's free. They have to make money somehow. So doesn't surprise me. I think it's going to be pretty cool, because people are searching for the different solutions. So I think that if you know how to use it in the right way, for the very short period of time, there will be a good opportunity to use it for your clients or for yourself. But after that, it's going to get pretty saturated as any other platform. And same as Google, it's going to get highly competitive, I would imagine. It's probably going to be like, it's going to be a good way to start, like, for example, a new agency. If you are listening to it and you want to start the agency, that's the agency you want to start. Because it's a new thing, there will be a hype, and that's what you can either add this as a service. So like you, Martin, doing Google Ads, that's also probably going to be like PPC type of thing, because I cannot see how they're going to turn to social platform, right? There's no videos, no nothing, just going to be chatting. So you're probably going to be like, okay, if somebody searches for that like keyword, like show them my business. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. But like it's another service that you can add probably and monetize out of it, I would imagine.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Let's see what they come up with. It's different to both social media and I would say it's more like social media kind of thing because they have the context, they know the audience. It's not necessarily a search term, at least not majority of the time. So let's see. It would be an interesting one, definitely. Can't wait to see it.
I agree.
And I would expect the same to come on Gemini. It's not a secret that everybody's working on this. I don't know. Probably Google will delay that and offer it for free because they can afford it. ChatGPT can't. You mentioned getting clients from ChatGPT. Do you advertise on Meta your services?
So it's an interesting one. Oh, and the reason for this is because all the clients that we've got, they came as a referrals, because I was heavily focused on fulfillment since I started. Funny enough, I still have a lot of clients that's been with me for, I just sent the invoices yesterday and I look at the invoice number and I have invoices number 16, 15, 14. So, that's like 15 months with me over a year. And a lot of agency churns the clients in like 3-4 months. I have clients that's been with me since the beginning. A lot of clients been with me over 6 months, 8 months, 10 months. So my lifetime value is very good, but it's because I've been always heavily focused on the fulfillment. And I try to make sure the clients are happy and the performance is there. So I never try to sell to anybody. I never did. But now, as I have a bigger team, I just onboarded another video editor. So I have 13 employees as of today. Now, with all of these guys on board, I can bring more clients on. So if you are looking to grow your business, feel free to get in touch. But that being said, I probably will start running some paid ads this year. It's on the horizon. Right now, I am pushing a little bit of more of LinkedIn and lead magnets on LinkedIn. Just started. So it's a little bit too early to say because we only posted one LinkedIn magnet. But like in the next couple of weeks, we'll see how that will perform, to schedule some calls, because it's also good for your personal brand as well. I would say, like when you get all of these followers and stuff like that, I can leverage that to grow it with some stories and get more clients out of LinkedIn. But the paid ads definitely is on the horizon.
Yeah, makes sense. What's your secret for growing the agency if you're not selling? How do you do that?
I there's no secret. I'm just trying to do my job good. I give a shit about the clients, do what I say, and I'm honest. And and I have a good team, and I look after them, and I pay them on time, and I don't mess around. And if the client asks for something, we always aim to deliver, and that's it. And they stay, and then eventually at some point they refer us to somebody else. And then we have all the partners as well. Like I have all the agencies that they're not doing paid ads. It's email. And, we send clients to each other as well. So if I get a client, I trust him. I know he's good. He has a 7-figure agency. I'll send it to him. He'll do the email marketing. If he has somebody who needs to pay ads, he'll send it to me as a partner. We partner up and we work together. And I really like it because I used to work as a CMO for 8-figure brand. And I used to be a link between all agencies. So I was a chief marketing officer, and then I had a Google agency, Meta agency. I had creative agency, CRO agency, email agency, right? So I was connecting them all. But the problem with those agencies is that they not in touch with each other because they don't, that everybody's trying to take a credit for the win. It's like, okay, well, we scale the revenue increase. It's Meta. It's TikTok. It's Google. Look, I am like, actually, it's all of you combined. It's not only one platform, right? But when you have the partners working together, the advantage of it is like we are friends. So if I bring the guy who's building the funnels, the guy who's doing the emails, we jump on the call together as a friends and we try to improve the business scalability together. We don't care. Is it Meta, CRO? I don't care. I just want the client to make more money and stay with us ultimately, so we all make more money. So that's the kind of goal. That's how I build my circle, let's just say.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you very much, Tomasz, for doing this today. Where can people find you?
So you can find me on LinkedIn under my name, Tomasz Sledz. You can also find the amplifyhouse.co.uk. It sounds like a German one, which is HAUS, so amplifyhouse.co.uk, or Impact Media, but I send traffic through my personal website, which is Tomasz. Like actually, if you go to my LinkedIn, there's a link to the landing page, so you can see what we do over there and review. So yeah. Appreciate you having me.
Yes, and I'll link all those in the description. Thank you very much for doing this, and thanks everybody for tuning in and staying till the end. Have a fantastic day ahead, everyone.